Hello everybody, this is Cholera, and I am bringing you another game from the World Cyber Games Korean Qualifiers Round of 8, and this is Flash versus Much, a battle between two very strong players, Flash the Wonder Kid from KTF, and Much, the old veteran vampire toss from CJ Entus. And I have to say, Much tore apart his last Terran opponent, Firebat Hero, in the round of 16, humiliating him in the process, and Flash certainly didn't use much effort, on effort, the Zerg player, in the round of 16 either. So both players are going to be facing much more difficult fare though in this game. Firebat Hero is not exactly the best player against Terran, and whoa, stop everything. Much has sent out one of his first 4 probes, so Much going for some cheese here in this game, some smelly cheese here, and Flash is not aware of this, of course. Flash 63% against Protoss. Recently, he's been very successful against pretty much every Protoss but Best. Much is 60% against Terran. It's his best matchup, and he's been tearing Firebat Hero apart pretty much like a punching bag, just beating him like a voodoo doll almost, just killing him for the last few months. And he's going to be building a proxy pylon inside of Flash's base. This is stinky cheese. This is smelly cheese. This is like Gorgonzola cheese. Blue cheese here from Much, smelling very bad, and really, Flash might be prepared for this because Flash has sent out quite an early SCV scout towards Much's base. Actually, I don't know if he's scouting into Much's base or if he's putting it in that little choke point leading to his natural expansion. If he's putting it in that choke point, he could be in big trouble. He is putting that in the choke point instead of scouting, so he has not move that towards Much's base. He's going to have no idea that there is a gateway going up inside of his base. We'll see if Much decides to put a second gateway inside of Flash's base. Flash, of course, has no idea this is here. That is one element of Blue Storm, but Flash is going for a scout here. Flash scouting the gateways inside of his base. Flash is sending his SCVs over there. Oh my goodness, Flash, being the very careful anti-cheese player, has decided to scout inside of his base. And this is something that a lot of pros do on maps like Blue Storm where you do have a large base. He has scouted inside of his base, and he has caught the gateway, and he just might be able to stop this now in time. He's got 7 SCVs attacking that gateway. It's already at half health, and it's gonna go down, I think, before the first Zealot even comes out. So Flash responding perfectly to this cheese attempt here, and I don't know if Much's cheese is going to succeed here. Much continuing with building a second gateway, though. I'm not sure if that was a good idea to let it warp in, though, because this first gateway is going to go down, and the second gateway might be canceled here by Much. Let's see if he cancels it. Whoa, he canceled the second gateway. No, he's gonna let the second gateway live. Oh man, Much is going to be hugely behind this in this game after Flash destroys this gateway. I mean, Flash's economy isn't great because he's had to pull those SCVs, but Much has lost just so much, that pylon and 2 gateways in this game. Now Much putting down the assimilator inside of Much's base. I mean, sorry, Much putting down the assimilator inside of Flash's base. Much just building all of his buildings inside of Flash's base. This is hilarious. Much, although, is not going to be that far behind in economics, but he's going to be way behind in tech. Flash now putting down a second supply depot, so he might be going for a marine rush here, actually, given that he's getting so much supply, and he won't have gas for a while because of that assimilator build. Flash has only 1 barracks, so we might see him put down a second racks here and go for a marine rush. That would be very interesting to watch, to say the least. And often cheese does lead to counter cheese, or at least a strong counter attack, and Flash probably is going to do that. Now, I'm not saying Much is out of the game entirely, because Much has managed to build 2 gateways, and I think his core might be even going up inside space. Actually, I think that's a pylon, not his core, but Much isn't completely out of the game because he didn't sacrifice that much of his probe production during this rush, and Flash was forced to pull 7 SCVs, of course, to destroy those gateways. I think that's the reason why Much decided to leave them there. It was a calculated trade-off between Flash's SCVs and his buildings, the cost of his buildings inside the base. Flash now is a complete wall-in, and we'll see if Flash decides to go for a standard factory build or decides to do something creative like a medic marine rush. That is possible, one possible response to this, but it looks like we haven't seen the observers showing us an academy or second barracks going down, so I assume it's just going to be a later factory build here, and I'm surprised that Flash is letting Much get away with this a little bit. I think other players more aggressive players might have decided to just build a couple more marines and go down with SCVs and marines to try to end it right there before Much got his replacement gateways up inside of his base, but I think Flash is deciding to choose a slower strategy here. He's deciding to just tech up first, and no, Flash is building a second barracks, so just like I guessed, he will be going for a marine rush here. And this is a good response, of course, to the assimilator steal, the gas steal by the Protoss player. We do see this a lot of times on maps like Blue Storm. And Much, I think, has bought himself a little bit of time with that assimilator, though I think he would have been dead had he not put that assimilator down and let Flash get up his normal factory build. Now Flash is forced to go into the academy build. His academy is almost done, though, and Much might be suspecting this. He actually has a forge down first, so perhaps suspecting this, he's going to put down a photon cannon or two inside his natural expansion. That's very smart, actually. Going forge first in front of Cybernetics Core, and I think that was a smart move. Much might be going scouting with that first Zealot. And he's going to encounter all these Marines. I think he might know what's going on now. And Flash might be, now that Flash has pretty much been revealed, he is going to push out here. Much putting down that photon cannon there near his expansion nexus. Smart move there, I think. That's definitely going to cause a lot of grief to these Marines, as I have found out recently, because I don't know if you guys remember, but I told you guys about how I've been playing my brother and his friends, who are pretty much complete noobs at StarCraft, and I've been giving them 2v1 games with handicaps and barely winning some of them and barely losing some of the other ones. But one of the handicaps games I've played for a few times is I'm not allowed to build anything but Marines and starport units, and it's a 2v1. So I've certainly, they basically play Protoss, and they build tons of photon cannons in front of their base, and then I just get owned by the photon cannons when I try to do a marine rush, because it just doesn't work. So I'm forced to go battle cruisers. But anyway, cannons are good against Marines, and Flash, perhaps knowing this, is going to go for a factory now, perhaps sensing that Much is going to be prepared for this Medic Marine rush, and he's not going to go in right now. Just pushing around here. Maybe he will go in. I don't know yet. Much looks like he's going to go for a Reaver, though, and Reavers, of course, are incredibly deadly against Medic Marine. The other choice, of course, would be High Templar, but I think you get Reavers a little bit quicker this way. And you get some more adequate defense, and also it's more offensive. Flash, though, building two factories, so we're going to see a very, very interesting build here. A Medic Marine tank build. Actually, Boxer used to do this a long time ago. Of course, this is Boxer used to do it as a choice, whereas Flash is doing because he was pretty much forced into this alternate build. But the thing is with all pro gamers is that they practiced pretty much every contingent situation. I mean, they're like the National Security Council in Korea. They're like the American National Security Council. They have war plans against every country, against every type of attack, and they have alternative plans, contingency plans upon contingency plans. So Flash, I'm sure, has practiced Medic Marine and tanks against Protoss before many a time, and it's not a completely ineffective build. In fact, Medic Marines are quite good against Zealots and Dragoons, better than Vultures in some ways are against Dragoons, at least. And Flash already has the Medic Marine tech, so of course he is going to use it. Now, the thing is, Much does have that robotics support bay up, and he's going to have that Reaver up. It's going to be very, very important for Flash to try to kill off that shuttle, or at least to try to defend against it, to try to chase it away from his main base. That shuttle will pretty much determine the game right now. If Flash could kill that shuttle, or just render it useless by building turrets or lots of Medic Marine, well, not lots of Medic Marine, but basically destroy it, he will have a much of an upper hand in this game, whereas if Much can get a good harass off, it could swing his way. So, surprisingly, despite the failed rush, Much has managed to sustain himself in this game. He's actually pretty much broken even with Flash at this point, which a much lesser Protoss player, most lesser Protoss players would not have been able to do. Flash now pumping tanks from two factories. He's not going to use Vultures at all, it seems, this game. He's just going to be using Medic Marine as his support units. And Much has chosen a very good counter, of course, by going for the Reavers. Much now putting down his Citadel of Adun, and he is going to be pumping out of 4 gateways now, and he has an observatory, although that observatory won't be that useful given the fact that Flash has not gone for Vulture mines. In any case, while I have a little bit of a brief lull here, just announcing that SC2GG.com has actually made a recent partnership with esportstv.com, so check them out, www.esportstv, the letters TV.com, and they're going to be broadcasting a lot of web TV games of professional StarCraft, and I think other esports games also, so it's very exciting. Definitely SC2GG.com is expanding right now. We're expanding, and we're definitely with the ultimate goal of trying to get esports into the mainstream, trying to perhaps even get StarCraft on television. That is one of our ultimate goals, I think. into a foreign television, of course, American television or television in other countries, and I think it really is something that has a lot of future. G4, of course, the American channel, has already started broadcasting these regional teams fighting each other, but they're playing games like Counter-Strike and Dead or Alive 4 and racing games, and it's sad that there's no RTS games there. And I think StarCraft just requires a little bit of a primer, and then people would watch it in the United States, certainly, especially when StarCraft 2 comes out. But anyway, I digress. Much dropping his Reaver and going for the attack now. Looks like he's managed to kill a good group of Medic Marines, and those Medic Marines are essential for Flash. Flash needs to keep these Medic Marines alive because they're his anti-air for now, and Flash actually forced to retreat here with all of his tanks. He's afraid of all these speedlots coming up, and Much has chosen a